The air hung heavy with unspoken words, the kind that settle and harden over time. He took a small step forward. I instinctively leaned back until the counter caught me. He didn't crowd me, just lingered close. I stayed still. But this time I said something offhand instead, nothing serious, just a casual remark. He glanced up, and for a beat, we both paused, unsure, maybe curious. I opened the door, and he followed without question, setting the box near the table. The porch creaked under my bare feet as I stepped outside. The late-day sun stretched golden shadows across the floorboards. The light was enough. I hadn't needed to turn the porch light on. The package sat by the steps, harmless looking. He bent to pick it up again. Worn boots, a plain white tee, and that familiar half-smile he always wore, it all felt routine, until it didn't. Leaning in the doorway, arms crossed, I said before I could stop myself, "Since you're already down there, mind bringing it in?" His eyes met mine from where he knelt. One brow lifted, not annoyed, not amused, just ... waiting to see what I meant. I didn't explain or joke it off. I just stepped back, nudging the door wider. He stood, picked up the box, and brushed past my shoulder as he walked in. The house felt different the moment he did. I stayed near the entrance, watching him. He stood there for a moment, still holding the package like it mattered somehow. I nodded toward the living room, and he walked that way. I followed. Sunlight lit the room in warm gold as he carefully set the box beside the end table. He lingered there, lost in thought. I stayed in the doorway for another second, then headed toward the kitchen. "Water?" I asked, already reaching for a glass. "Sure," he replied, calm, like he had all the time in the world. I felt his gaze on me as I moved. The hem of my sundress danced around my knees with each step. It was too hot for shoes, so I didn't bother. When I turned from the fridge, he had joined me at the counter. I handed him the glass, my grip firm, intentional. He drank, set it down, then said softly, "Nice place." "Thanks," I replied, leaning slightly against the counter. "You in a rush today?" He shook his head. "Not unless I need to be." I reached around him for another glass, my hand brushing his arm. Neither of us moved away. His hand rested on the counter beside mine, close, but not quite touching. I left mine there. So did he. After a quiet pause, I glanced up. "You always hang around this long?" He smiled faintly. "Only if I'm welcome." Still, I didn't pull back. "You haven't overstayed yet." His fingers shifted slightly, just a subtle movement that closed the distance between us. My pinky brushed against his. He didn't pull away instead, his gaze mine in return. When I looked up, he was already watching me. Then, slowly and gently, he took my hand in his no hesitation, just a calm motion. His thumb stroked the back of it, thoughtful. He raised it near his face for a second, holding it there like he was deciding something. I hadn't seen that coming. After a moment, he let go carefully, deliberately. His other hand found its way near my waist. I didn't move away. My hand lightly touched his chest, then dropped again. He stepped closer. I leaned back until I felt the counter behind me. Still, he didn't push in. Just stayed there, watching, waiting. He tilted his head, leaned a little more forward like he might speak, but stayed silent. It made everything louder, the hush in the room, the heat between us, the fact that we hadn't said much, that everything felt different now. "Would you mind closing the curtains?" I asked softly. He moved right away. As he crossed the room, I touched the pendant at my neck, fingers brushing the cool metal. I walked slower now, trying to gather myself. The tension had shifted, softened. When I turned back from the window, I stepped toward him again. My hand moved on its own, resting briefly just above his collarbone. Then our lips met. It wasn't rushed. It wasn't unsure. It was quiet, clear, known. His hand settled gently on my shoulder, grounding me. The other rested behind me, not pulling, just present. I touched his shoulder, left my hand there. We stood like that, steady and silent. Our foreheads touched for a breath. He looked toward the counter, then at me. I nodded barely, but it was enough. He stepped in close, lifting me gently to sit on the edge of the counter. The motion was slow, intentional. We both understood. My knees rested near his hips close, not quite touching. The stillness between us held everything words couldn't. I reached up, fingers brushing his temple, guiding his gaze back to mine. We kissed again, slower, deeper, more certain. Nothing else moved. His hand stayed on my waist. Mine rested on his shoulder. No pressure, no urgency, just presence. He pulled back slightly to meet my eyes. I gave a small nod. That's all it took. He helped me down, steady hands guiding me. I stayed close. Together, we walked back into the living room. Our steps soft on the hardwood. I placed a hand lightly on his arm, feeling the calm between us. We sat on the couch side by side. Our eyes met again, sharing that same unspoken understanding. The kiss lingered like time had slowed around us. My hand found his shoulder again. He leaned in slightly, just enough. A warmth built in me, not from any one moment, but from everything we'd held back finally being shared. Real, understood. A soft sound escaped me, part surprise, part wonder, like I was just now realizing how much this mattered. His hand found mine, not gripping, just holding. A quiet kind of promise. The rest of the world faded. I leaned my head back, eyes closed, breathing it all in the nearness, the way he saw me, the way this felt so right. He crouched to lift the parcel near the door. I almost thanked him like I always did.